This is my list for the top 5 worst wonder weapons in Call of Duty Zombies. Now before we get into my list, I want to tell you guys what I'm going to be basing my rankings off of. And I'm going to be ranking them based off of two main things. 1, how good is the wonder weapon in the high rounds? 2, how fast does it kill zombies? Alright, now let's get right into it. So coming in at our number 5 spot, we have the VR11. Now I know that there are some people that think the VR11 is underrated, and I kinda agree with them because the VR11 does some things that are actually pretty good, but it's still not that great in my opinion. Now the VR11 has 4 abilities in total. When it's not Pack-a-Punch, it does 3 things. 1, when you shoot a zombie, it turns it into a human and it acts kinda like a monkey bomb where the zombies chase it. The human will run to the nearest body of water and then it will freeze to death and the zombies will chase it all the way. But if you are closer to the zombies will still go for you. So it acts like a less attractive monkey bomb. The second thing it does is it calms down George for 10 seconds, which can be pretty useful when you're getting in a bad situation with George. And the third thing it does is if you shoot a teammate, it gives them zombie blood for 10 seconds, which is also pretty useful. Now when it's Pack-a-Punch, it upgrades those 3 abilities and makes them better, and it adds a 4th ability. Now the ability where they turn into zombies, you can now shoot the zombie a second time and it'll run away and it'll blow up. And any zombies that are near the human when it blows up will die instantly. You can also shoot it a 3rd time to blow it up on the spot, but it is pretty hard to shoot the zombie 3 times because it starts running away and it gets swarmed by all the other zombies. But it is pretty easy to shoot it 2 times, so that still works. Now the ability where you calm down George for 10 seconds, it now calms him down permanently until you anger him again. Now that is really good in my opinion. And the ability where you give your teammate zombie blood, not only does it now give him zombie blood, but it also gives them instant kill. And not only that, but you can stack it with every shot that you put into your teammate. So if you wanted to, you could unload all the VR11 ammo and it would last for like a couple minutes. So your teammate will have zombie blood and instant kill for a while, so they can just run around and mow down zombies with any gun they want, and the zombies won't even go for them. That is the ability that I think makes the gun actually good, but it's only available in co-op, so that's what makes the VR11 bad, because in solo, it only has 3 abilities instead of 4. Now the 4th ability that it adds when it's Pack-a-Punched is if George is in the water and you shoot him with the VR11, he will go away for, I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes. I know it's not a whole round because I had him spawn in before the round ended, but it does take him away for like 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure, something like that, which is actually really useful because George can be a pain in the ass when you're trying to train up zombies on that map. But the VR11, even though it has all those cool abilities, it's still not that great. If you get trapped in a corner by a horde of zombies and you shoot one and it turns into a human, more than likely it's not going to save you. The zombies are going to freaking smack the shit out of you and you're going to die. But the ability where you can calm George down permanently and send him away for like 10 minutes is pretty freaking useful. But it doesn't really kill zombies that much unless you're in co-op. That is why I think it deserves to be at the number 5 spot. It is not that great of a wonder weapon, but at the same time it kind of is, but it's still not that great. But I put it at the number 5 spot because I think it's better than all the other ones on this list. And also I wanted to put some respect on the VR11. Now let's move on to the next spot. Now coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the Winter's Howl. Now the Winter's Howl actually can kill a lot of zombies, but it falls off so early on in the game. It will one-shot zombies in the low rounds and it'll freeze them, but once you get to round 10 or 15 and you don't have it Pack-a-Punched, it won't kill the zombies in one shot. It'll just slow them down. But when you Pack-a-Punch it, it'll last till like round 20 and then it'll start doing like 2 shots. And then once you get to like round 25, you have to start shooting a lot of your ammo just to kill any zombies. Now it is kind of good if you rack up a whole horde of zombies and then freaking unload on them because it will kill them all, but the Winter's Howl does not have that much ammo. Once you get to like round 30 something, I don't know what round it is, but it starts taking 6 shots just to kill a full horde of zombies. Just to kill one zombie, actually, or any zombies. But if you get a whole horde racked up, you could shoot 6 times into that horde and it'll freeze them all. Mainly what this weapon does is it slows down the zombies. I haven't gotten to this round, but I've also heard that when you get to round 50, it starts taking 2 full mags with the Winter's Howl to kill any zombies. That's a lot of ammo. That's 18 shots with the Pack-a-Punch Winter's Howl just to kill any zombies. If you got a full horde racked up, you could shoot 18 shots into that horde and it would kill all of them. them, but that's 18 shots just to kill any zombies. That's a lot of ammo, and the Winter's How does not have a lot of ammo. So yeah, as you can see, this weapon is trash, but there are still 3 more weapons on this list that I think are worse than this. I will say that the Winter's How is actually really good for taking out the Pentagon Thief, but there's other weapons on the game that could take him out pretty quickly too, like the ray gun and the Mustang and Stallion. Those 2 weapons right there pretty much kill him as fast or even faster than the Winter's How, but the Winter's How still kills the Pentagon Thief pretty fast, so I did want to say that. Now let's move on to the next spot in our list. So coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Magnetron from Exo Zombies. Now the Magnetron is kind of like the Winter's How, where its main use is to slow down the zombies. It does kill the zombies, but you have to hold down the trigger and really heat the zombies up with the Magnetron to kill them. It does not kill the zombies instantly. It's kind of like the Paralyzer from Buried, but nowhere near as good. When you shoot the beam at the zombies, it slows them down, and the longer you hold it, the more damage you do, and eventually the zombies will blow up. It pretty much is a microwave gun is what it is. It microwaves the zombies. Now on the low rounds, it actually does quite a bit of damage and it kills a lot of zombies, but it really falls off pretty quickly, and eventually it doesn't even kill the zombies. It just slows them down. And if it kills any zombies, it won't kill that much. Its main use is slowing the zombies down. So that's why it's one of the worst one weapons, is because it really doesn't kill the zombies, it just slows them down, which is useful, but at the same time it's not, because in the high rounds you're trying to kill the zombies, you're trying to get through the rounds. You can't get through the rounds with a gun that doesn't even kill the zombies. But it is useful for the survivor rounds on Infection, which is the map that it's on Exo Zombies. On the survivor round, you have to protect the survivor and escort the survivor through the map, and the Magnetron is really useful for that because you can slow the zombies down. You can just tap the trigger and slow them down and safely escort the survivor to wherever they need to go. And on those rounds, if you successfully save the survivor, you get a max ammo, so it is pretty useful, and it upgrades whatever gun you're holding, so it is pretty useful, but still, it is one of the worst one weapons. It doesn't really kill the zombies at all in the high rounds. It just slows them down, and that's why it deserves the number 3 spot. Now, there are actually 2 wonder weapons that are actually worse than this one, bro. You just wait and see. Now, coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the Forge Freeze from Spaceland. Now, this weapon is trash. This is just dog water, bro. It is good for building points. That's about all it's good for though. I do grab it almost every game I play on Spaceland to get points in the early rounds because it's really good for point building, but other than that, it is trash. Now the way this weapon works is you shoot a beam out of the weapon and it freezes the zombies, but it doesn't kill the zombies when they freeze. The zombies will break out of the ice after like a couple, like 10-15 seconds or something like that, and they'll keep coming for you. It will not kill them when you freeze them. No matter how many times you freeze them, it will not kill them. Now that's why it's good for point building, because every time you freeze them, you do get points for it. So you can just keep freezing them over and over and over, and you'll get a lot of points. Now, when you freeze them, the way that you kill them is either by pressing the left trigger and it shoots out like a little shotgun blast that breaks the zombies and kills them when they're frozen, which that shotgun blast doesn't have that much of a radius. It just like you have to get like on point to freaking break the ice with the shotgun blast. You can't just shoot the shotgun blast at a horde of frozen zombies and it'll kill them. No, it won't really do that. So it's actually better to just pull out a gun and shoot the frozen zombies because you can do that faster. And the little shotgun thing doesn't even do anything to the zombies. You have to freeze them for it to even do anything. If you shoot it at a normal zombie, it will not do anything at all. You would think that it would at least just kill the zombies with a shotgun, but no, it doesn't at all. I don't even know if it's a shotgun. It just shoots out some kind of like little thing that I don't even know. I don't even see anything come out of it. It just shoots and it breaks the zombies that are frozen. And then that's not even the worst part. Early on, the Forge Freeze stops freezing them at like round 12 or 13. It's really hard to freeze them when you get to that part. And that's an early round. So you have to pack a punch it if you really want to freeze them after that round. And then somewhere in the 20s, it will just barely even freeze them. Like you'll probably get like 5 zombies out of a full horde frozen. And you have to shoot like a full like mag to even freeze any of them once you get like up there in the 20s. So yeah, this weapon is trash. It barely does anything. The only thing it's useful for is building points, and that's it. It is terrible. But yeah, there's still one more weapon that is worse than this. And you guys probably already know what I'm talking about, but let's move on to the number 1 spot. Now, coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the jet gun. This weapon is hot garbage. It is the worst wonder weapon by far that we have ever had in Call of Duty Zombies. I don't think there will ever be a wonder weapon that will beat this one when it comes to how trash they are. I really hope there's never a wonder weapon that's worse than this. Now the jet gun, before I even tell you what it does, I need to tell you how you even get it. The way you get it is terrible. The gun itself is already bad, but getting it is freaking terrible. Now the way you actually get this weapon in the map transit is there's 4 parts that you have to find around the map, and they're spread out pretty far apart. One of them is in the tunnel right after you leave the bus depot. The second part is in Nocturne Toten, and Nocturne Toten is in the middle of nowhere in the cornfields. So if you want that part, you got to go all the way out there. The third part is at the power station, and you have to drop down to that little bottom area to get it. And the fourth part is in the little wooden cabin in the woods. Now once you got all 4 of those parts, you have to take them to the workbench in the town and add them all to the table. But you cannot pick up all the parts at once. You have to pick up one part at a time, take it to the table, put it on the table, go back and pick up another part, bring it to the table, add it, and you have to do that 4 times. After you've spent 20 to 30 minutes running around the map and getting all the parts, and you have this weapon, it is trash. The way it works is you hold down the right trigger and it sucks in the zombies and it immediately kills them because it has infinite damage. But the catch is that if you overheat it, it breaks and all 4 parts fall on the floor whenever it breaks, and you have to build it again if you want to use it again. And if those parts either fall in the lava or fall outside of the map where you can't grab it, they will despawn and go back to where they originally were, and you have to go back, pick up that part, and bring it back to the bench. Now if it breaks on the ground and you leave the parts there for a while, they will all disappear and go back to their original locations. Now if you don't want to overheat the jet gun, you have to wait for it to cool down, and the cooldown on this thing is long as and not only that, but if you want it to cool down, you have to have it out. If you put it away, it will not cool down at all. It will stay wherever it was at when you put it away. And on top of that, when you have it out, you cannot run. You can only walk. It does do infinite damage, and if you rack up a whole horde of zombies, you could kill them all at once. But if you want to wait for it to cool down, you're gonna have to wait for like 5 minutes just for it to cool down. And not only that, but when you use it, it pulls the zombies towards you and it doesn't kill them right away, so they can start hitting you and cause you to go down. Yeah, this weapon is terrible. That is why the jet gun deserves the #1 spot for the worst wonder weapon in Call of Duty Zombies. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help me out, please leave a like down below and maybe even watch one of the videos on screen right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time.